Hello everyone, welcome you all to the Rubber Industry News Server. This is a techno-based weekly online program for global rubber industry. Namaskar, Saudi Krap. Today we are on the episode number 46 of the Rubber Industry News Server. In this episode, we have a special guest, Mr. Vincent Chan. He is the Executive Director of the Yuen Rubber Manufacturing Company Limited based in Malaysia. We will be having a conversation with him about his business on the Tyre, Innertubes and flaps and also the market trends. This is the highlight of this episode. Let me quickly introduce to you all about Technoviz. I think most of you know a little bit about Technoviz for the benefit of everybody to understand what is Technoviz. Technoviz is based in Thailand, established in 2005. It is recognized as International Resource Center for Polymer Industries and Technologies. You can find all information about Technoviz at technoviz.org. Here gives you the brief overview about the various services we offer. Our services are divided into two segments. One is on the professional education, other one is the business services. When it comes to the professional education, we offer online training, master classes, workshops, executive diploma, skill assessment test, publications, and also digital library. And we also have the business services. In business services, we host exhibitions and conferences, virtual events and webinars, road shows and networking events. And also we offer the technical and business consulting, factory and process audit, and also the marketing and branding for the technologies and products. With reference to the business focus, which industry, what technology we focus, we divide our segment into two segments, polymer and non-polymer. When it comes to the polymer, we focus on the rubber, latex and tire, plastics and composite, polyurethanes and foams, adhesives and coatings, and also non-polymer, energy environment, membranes and filtration, recycling and recovery, nanotechnology, smart manufacturing, and also various other chemical processes. Again, you can find more information about Technoviz at technoviz.org. I invite you all to join the journey of the Technoviz. You can always reach out to me for any assistance you need. You have my contact and information, both email and the contact number. Let me quickly introduce to you all about what kind of services we offer for the rubber, latex, and tire industries. We have an exhibition, GRTE, Global Rubber, Latex, and Tire Expo. We are hosting the 5th edition during the 29th to 31st March 2023, next year, in Bangkok, Thailand, and it's going to be held at the Bitech. This is recognized as the gateway to global markets and knowledge hub for rubber, latex, and tire industries. You can find all the information about this event at expo.technoviz.org. We have other exhibition which is focused on the Middle East region, Middle East Rubber and Tire Expo, which will be held during the 21st to 22nd November in Sharjah, United Arab Emirates. Sharjah is located near to Dubai, and you can find all information at the expo.technoviz.org. At these both exhibitions, we have a co-located event called Rubber Research and Patents Poster Fair. And in this fair, we have researchers to post their research developments as a posters, as well as also the patents registered. Both events have this event as a co-located event. We offer online training program for the rubber industry online training. You can check all information about this at the knowhow-webinars.com. We've been working with various experts, well-experienced and knowledgeable experts from across the world as a resource person for these online training programs. We have 3 types of programs. We have short training topics, which are 30 minutes to 3 hours long. There are more than 250 topics available. We also have a master classes, which are 1 day to 10 day long, and we're offering the diploma program 3 months long. There is a diploma program, Executive Diploma, Rubber Industry Technology and Management. This is 3-month online diploma program. This is a purely for non-tire rubber industry. It is not included tire, it is not included latex, only solid rubber, non-tire. And now the registration is open for the 2023 batches. Feel free to check our website, knowhow-webinars.com. We have various books for the rubber industry professionals, and these books are very relevant to the industry professionals. Some are pocket books, some are reference books. You can check our website, store.technoviz.org, for further information and if you'd like to purchase. Rubber Industry News Hour. This is a weekly program with all of you joining today. And this happens on every Monday, and it has a technical talks, market outlook, discussions, conversation, everything about rubber and tire industry. You can always update yourself with activities at virtualevents.technobiz.org. We have other news hour, latex industry news hour. This is purely for the latex industry, but it is a fortnightly online program, free subscription again. You can check it at virtualevents.technobiz.org. Rubber Industry Connect. This is a digital marketing platform for rubber industries. The technologies are product manufacturers. If you like to promote your business, market your products globally, this program will be very useful. We offer a standard package as well as a customized package as per the requirements of the clients. Currently, we are working on the rubber industry digital library, and this will be very useful for all the rubber industry professionals who are looking for right information. Work in progress. Please do check our website, library.technoviz.org. And if you have some information you'd like to include in this library, join as a member, upload your information, whether it's papers, articles, brochures, MSDS sheets, or technical sheets, or even the CVs also you can post in this library. Okay, so rubber industry digital library, work in progress. It will be available soon. We're active on the social media platforms, and currently, on the LinkedIn, WhatsApp, Twitter, Facebook, there are more than 20,000 followers from the rubber industry who are regularly following our social media activities. We are also on the have the video platform on YouTube. Please do check the Technobiz channel. Other than that, we offer various consulting services, technical consulting, plant process audits, marketing and branding, skill development, and also the best practice implementation. Okay, that's briefly about Technobiz, what we offer for the rubber industries. Okay, please check more details about Technobiz, technobiz.org, or you can reach to me for any assistance you need. Okay, welcome you all to the episode number 46 of the Rubber Industry News Hour. As I mentioned, Rubber Industry News Hour is a weekly program hosted by Technobiz. In this episode, we have Mr. Vincent Chan, is the Managing Director and Executive Director of the Yuen Rubber Manufacturing Company, SDNBHD, Malaysia. We'll be having conversation with him about tire, inner tubes, and flaps market trends. Yuen Rubber is one of the largest producer of the tire inner tubes and flaps for the Malaysian market as well as the global market. So we have an opportunity to speak to him today about business, about his journey as an executive director. So it will have both leadership issues, vision, and also the market issues and what's going on in this tire inner tubes and flaps. So let's welcome Mr. Vincent Chan to join us for the conversation on the tire inner tubes and flaps markets. Hello, Vincent. Thank you very much for accepting my invitation to be part of this rubber industry conversation. We're going to talk about the trends, developments in the inner tubes and also tire flaps. You are the leading manufacturer of these products. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Param. Nice to see you after I rise. Good to see that you are doing okay.
Cool.
Cheerful
cool.
as ever. Okay, let's get to it.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Okay, let's get started. Okay. So this, this conversation is basically we're kind of lively conversation. We will be chit chatting. Just give you some guidelines for you, to engage this conversation. Feel free to interrupt me whenever you want to. Okay, and also feel free to share as much as you can. Okay, so before we get into the this markets about the inner tubes, how did you get into the rubber industry, Vince, and how long you been in the rubber industry?
How long? I think it's been since 1994. 1994. That's when I got back from UK after completing my master in human resource management. So I think that I have no choice because I'm the only son.
Okay.
And so it was at a point when my dad was moving the factory from a two small cottage industry, two pieces of land, and then moving to this new factory, which is more than 2 acres. So and he was a one man show, so he was doing it all on his own. And when I graduated, I was thinking of going to the work in KL or in Singapore. But seeing that my dad is running around without no one to help him, so I'm being the eldest son and the youngest as well, because I'm the
Only
only
son.
son. So
Right.
yeah, so I have no choice. I mean, I stay back and help him, and until today, lah, until today.
Fantastic. Fantastic.
So yeah,
So you, I mean, you are not actually a rubber technologist, but you got to learn all these things with working with your father. Can you talk about your father first?
let me talk a bit about my grandfathers first.
Okay,
Yeah,
great. Yeah,
my
yeah.
my grandfather is a rubber technologist, a very traditional one, and he learned his trade, I think, in China.
Mhm.
So he came over to as an expat to work to Malaysia to work. So he followed one of the very popular rubber factory owner in Malaysia. So when I every now and then before I graduated, I came back from UK. Uh, because he's quite old, so I have to follow him and help him with the rubber chemicals. Yeah, and at that time he was very strict with me.
Ah,
So I have to use traditional weighing equipment, and he doesn't have to use the equipment. He just use his hand. It's all the muscle memory that he has got, and
right.
I tell you, Param is so accurate. And then I learned from him, and at that time, like rubber formulation is very secretive.
Yes.
So
Still, still. Yeah,
every chemicals that we have, he has his own code.
yeah.
It has its own code. So I got and I learned from him. I learned from my grandfather, and then later on when he passed, and then my dad also took over, and then my dad uh, taught me some of the techniques as well. So sometimes also I join some courses. So I think not 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 expert, but I think in rubber, I think I'm quite okay. Yeah.
So your grandfather is your first teacher. Okay. Did he use a stick
Yes.
anytime when you're not listening properly, not doing well?
Oh yeah, he's a very traditional fella.
Yeah.
And then imagine when I came back, we used to use those. We are not using those disposable. I mean, disposable bag that you put
Mm,
into the.
yeah.
We were using tins, tins, big oil tins, and
Yeah.
then they
Right.
bought it and then they cut it. Yeah? And
Yeah.
there will be 200 tins on the floor, and then
Ah,
each tin there are about 6 to 7 chemicals, and I have to use the traditional type of weighing machine. Oh, I dread it so much. It is imagine 200 times 6. How many times I need to weigh? But it
yeah.
was it was very educational, and I thank him for that.
Yeah.
You know, and I did ask him why you use your hand. You just you can use the scoop, and I need to weigh. And then he showed me. He showed me. That's why I say to him. I say to you, he was so accurate. Out 6 out of 6, he can get the measurement.
Yeah,
the measurement. But I don't think now it's feasible because now it's all new technology.
yeah, yeah. Now it's all about automation. We have
Yeah, yes.
the equipment is there totally. You don't need to worry about it all, including micrograms. You can get it. So,
Yeah, that's right. Yes.
yeah,
But
so
it was I'm thankful. I'm thankful that got to learn all this also. Mm.
So it's a good, you got to learn from your practical experience working with your grandfather and the father. That is, I think that
Mm.
stays with you forever. Yeah. Along with the new
Yes,
knowledge
yes.
you gain with the technologies available now. Yeah. So super.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So let's talk about, Sun Yun, Sun Yun rubber manufacturing. So how long established? What is the history about it? How you started, your grandfather started, so father generation. Now So can you talk about evolution of the Sun Yun
Mm.
rubber? What does that mean actually? Sun Yun
Yeah,
means.
Sun Yuan is I think it's a Cantonese. It means new era. Sun
Okay.
is new.
Yeah.
Yuan is era. New era. New era. So it first started according to the records is 1956. It started
Mm.
at Sun Yuan Rubber Works.
Okay.
Yeah. And at that time they were doing compounding I think for the retreaders. And eventually they manufactured we manufactured curing tubes for the tire retreading industry.
Yeah.
And according to my grandfather and my dad, that's when they make money from. They were the only one making curing tubes at that time, and business was good. And only until 1981 we started off with inner tubes,
Mm.
mostly OEM. We were supplying a lot of OEMs,
Mm.
from wheelbarrow up to tractor sizes. And until when I came back, we developed more sizes. We invested in more molds.
Mm.
So from now, at this moment, we can proudly say that with the machineries and the molds that we have, we can produce about 429 sizes.
Oh,
Yeah.
many. Oh,
Um, yeah. But with this extensive range, also is sometimes it also bog down our production line because we have so many sizes. Sometimes my late father would say, the best thing is to have one thing that you can, you just keep on producing, and that one is your cash cow. Because now when I sell a container, it can have about 20 oversizes, different sizes.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
But for my philosophy, when I started, I thought that I want people to come here and then they can feel that it's like a supermarket. They can find whatever sizes that they have. Yeah. Mm. But
Kind
we are,
of
we are we
one-stop
are still.
solution. Yeah.
Yeah, because I got an incident when one time that we were almost going to complete a sale with one of our prospective customer, but we don't have one size.
Mm.
And he says that, oh, sorry, Mr. Chan, I need the size, so I need to find another source. But at that time we don't have the tube, but I persevere and make the tube
Mm.
for his next order. So thankfully he came back after the next order. Well, that's I like to satisfy my customer. Like I hope. I mean, I always when they come in with anything that they want, that I hope it's our hope that we can provide. Yeah.
So you try to address their requirements as needed. So any sizes. Yeah.
Yeah, we are open to any sizes, any new sizes. So we will talk to the customer, and if they can give us a size, I mean, sizable quantity, good quantity, we
Mm.
can commission the mold.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. Mm. So now your company, if I, when I listen to you that you started, okay, originally started in 1956, it's now is 66 years old. Yeah.
Mm.
And so are you the company, the one of the oldest or the oldest in Malaysia?
Um, I think it's one of the what, probably the top three oldest in Malaysia. I can safely say.
Super,
Yeah.
super. And when you started, maybe let's look at a little bit history, hopefully find records, how many employees, since in the early days and now how it grown in terms of the, employees, how much economy benefit for the
Um,
country.
yeah, we started off with, I think, at that time I wasn't born yet. I was just told that that they have less than 10 workers, and 10 workers, and then now at the moment before pre-pandemic we have about 100 over. Now we are left with about six, say 70 plus workers. So we have like in Malaysia we are having problems with labor shortages as well, because of the lockdown. It became worse because the government freeze the intake of foreign workers for 2 years. So now we have successfully got our approval for more workers to come in, and hopefully by next month we'll be able to fully run our show again, because we
Mm,
are still, from the lockdown, we are still a bit not not smooth in a way. Yeah, I suppose every industry in Malaysia is having the same problem.
yeah.
But fortunately, the government has fast tracked the intake of foreign labor.
Mm, mm,
Yeah. But at the same time, I want to add also that we are trying to, now we are having a lot of trainees and interns. So we are trying to work within our own. We are paying them more, and so hopefully that we can employ more local workers. Mm.
yeah, I think so. It's important to develop the local workforce, depending on the only foreign workforce. Yeah. So
Yeah, and also automation. We've been doing
yeah,
automation a lot, so a lot of money gone into automation.
I think that is
And
no choice, I guess.
and a lot of investment has been put into automation,
Mm,
and yeah, really hope that we can go back to 100%, because we are now only about 90% plus.
mm,
Mm,
yeah.
yeah.
So let's talk about, you have a 66 years history. Okay.
Mm,
I have seen personally, I've seen a lot of awards being received and achievements. So can you talk about the
mm.
major milestones of the, in terms of awards, in terms of certificates, or in terms of the, capacity, or, the largest size? You have I think, on many awards and certificates and achievements for the Sun Yun. So can you give some key
Yes.
highlights, so
Um, I think the thing that we have, ISO 9001, ISO 14001, and at the moment we are uh, we are progressing to do the ESG. So I think ESG will be the thing in the future.
yeah.
On top of that, we are actually, I think we hold a record for the developing the smallest tube in Malaysia up to the biggest tube in Malaysia. And we were certified as the largest the biggest tube manufacturer in Malaysia by Malaysia Book of Records. Yep. On top of that, for standard, we have the local standards, the Standards Malaysia, which is the ISO, and then we have also have the Indonesian standard SNI. Yep. Um, and achievements. We were also recognized as a leading business excellence, and by the Shanghai Business Media recently.
It's
So
fantastic.
yeah, so I think we hope to get more recognition, as we send in our accounts for audit and all those things, and for our, yeah, hopefully we can do it more.
So
Yeah.
the company has grown significantly, for many years, right? Continuous growth in
Yes.
India. And
Mm.
you just mentioned that you're the largest producer of the size, of the of inner tube. Can you
Yeah.
talk about what size that you currently are producing, the largest size?
the largest size at the moment, if we're talking about in rim size, it will be the 38 inch. You know, we have a
Mm,
16.9, 1438.
mm,
So the next one we are hoping to do is the 42 inch rims, which have a lot
oh,
of demands for mining. Yeah.
okay.
But the in fact, in terms of volume, the biggest one that we got from the Malaysian Book of Record is 29.525.
Mhm.
Yeah. I can say it's the fattest and the most voluminous one. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The 38 inch is very tall.
Yeah.
So the other day when we were applying for the Book of Records, they asked us whether we want to do it simultaneously, the smallest, the tallest, and the biggest. So I say, no, no, just do the biggest one first.
Biggest one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
We also do we also do we were doing OEM for aircraft,
oh,
for fighter jet,
mm,
for those hobby Cessnas, and
mhm,
also for 73. I was told because for 737 as well.
mm,
Uh, but the company that were buying from us, they sold to another tire company, a very big tire company, and then they put the whole project on hold at the moment.
oh,
So the molds are still here, but um, our molds they're still here that we can produce. But we can't supply directly to them to the
yeah,
army,
right.
so we have to go through a certain middleman, and I'm not sure whether you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah. Got the point. There is no straight walk some for the certain customers. There is always some
Yeah,
middle people
sometimes
that
you
do
need
the
to
work.
know you need to know the context, and then only then
Right,
you can perform the sales and all things.
right.
Mm,
Okay, let's talk about the market size. In inner tubes. Uh,
mm.
for you are one of the largest producers of the inner tube, supplying to various markets globally. How is the market now? It is the growth of the market for the inner tubes.
Uh, this question is a very very good question because everyone seems to be asking me, including my bankers as well. So I always tell them that my if you ask me if I'm having a good business, so I look at my order books. I got a very healthy order books, yeah. But it's just that we are bogged down with manpower. Manpower. At the moment, we are bogged down with manpower because of the pandemic lockdown. Yeah, and we are trying we're trying to work more overtime and everything to fulfill our deliveries.
Mm,
So at the moment, a lot of sizes that came in is multi sizes. We have passenger car, we have trucks. Trucks, I think mostly trucks, a lot of light and heavy trucks.
yeah,
Because when the economy is no good, yeah,
yeah,
people tend to use more tubes.
yeah.
And we have agriculture and we have mining as well.
Mm,
So I can say that it's across the spectrum.
mm.
But if you're
In terms of,
asking me which is the most, I think the the truck and buses size will be the most at the moment in
mm,
production.
mm. But in terms of the percentage growth, how much percentage in the market growth? Any numbers that you have? Of course, the banks will do us the same, I guess. Okay, so
Yeah, we were doing quite well, before pandemic. There are a lot of plans that we were hoping to implement. But when the pandemic sat down and the lockdown came in, it sort of like throw the train out of the track. So for the last 2 years, sales has not been good because of the pandemic, and
yeah.
I think the bankers also they understand, and
Mm,
I think bankers understand.
mm,
They keep on asking. I say, hey, come on, you know about the pandemic, right? The lockdown. Oh yeah, okay. Then yeah, I mean, so that's why I say, we are waiting for our new crew to come in, and then we can set the production uh, output,
mm.
optimum
So,
output for production.
other than the okay workforce, there is a problem with the workforce. Okay, because of the COVID,
Mm.
and what else challenges you experienced in for them supporting the market requirements?
Uh, you're talking about the challenges now.
Yeah.
Yeah, supply chain. Yeah, I think it's not some everybody is thinking about this, supply chain, and the delay in shipment. We are still experiencing delay in shipment of some of our materials that we have ordered from overseas. It keep on
Mm,
delaying. And that's one of the main problem of it as well.
mm,
But other than that, if it's a local supply, it they have shortage of supply, but the problem is much better to be solved than other materials coming from overseas.
mm.
Mm.
So how you're managing it? When this shipment get delayed and your production gets stuck as well, or are you keeping a stock of all the materials in advance, or how you're
Uh,
managing?
we used to keep about 3 to 4 months of our chemical stock and all those stocks. Now we have less than 1 month, so it's very frightening and very a lot of tension on it. And
Uh,
I grow to hate my handphone now.
mm,
I don't like my handphone anymore because every day my customer keep calling me, keep
when?
calling me and pushing. When?
Yeah, why
Yeah,
and why?
it's just a joke. It's just a joke. Oh, after my customer, if he hear that, then they'll be very angry.
No, I think that that's a reality of situation, right? That because of the challenges you experience through, so yeah.
Yes,
Mm,
and also I think to add in like COVID has not disappeared. COVID is still around. That's
yeah.
why we are still having people down with COVID, but it's
Mm,
less. I know it's less. They it's not as if when you have COVID, we have to close the whole factory or do whatever. So that they need to report, we need to report, and then we need to do sanitization, every now and
mm,
then.
mm.
So I hope that it won't get serious again. Just yeah, just as when we are getting up.
And is your team all the workforce in the factory and the people working in your company and everybody got vaccinated or double, triple
Yes,
vaccinations? Yeah, it's a
we are triple vaccinated. Triple.
super.
Yeah.
So I think the situation can be better controlled if everybody is vaccinated, I guess. Is it?
When they are all vaccinated, we feel more more secure. Everyone
Right,
feel more secure. Yeah.
right, right.
Yeah. Mm.
Yeah, the people still getting sick even they get vaccinated anyway. But I think the symptoms are not that severe and can take
Yes.
a few days
Yes.
and off and they
That's
can come
true.
back to work. Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
So
We used to have during the time when there was the more serious time when one get COVID, the whole factory need to go
yeah,
through the procedure. And then some people will take advantage and then they say they have sore throat as well. But it turns out no. There is the COVID thing, that the bad things that have come. Oh my goodness.
so there is all exploitation is always be there. There is an opportunity to
Yeah, but
exploit.
now if we were last time, when you hear, oh, you got COVID, oh my goodness, oh, I'm so. But now you say, oh, I got COVID. Hey, welcome to the club, man.
I think it will. I think the COVID. Everybody. I think everybody get to say hello from the COVID one. In our lifetime. I think So you had to accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Have you got COVID?
not yet. My family got once. So far, I keeping a distance. Of course, I've got vaccinated the 3 times, and I don't know. Yeah, but
You,
I'm
no, you will get it when you get it. You don't know when, because I was
I,
very safe and I was super safe and I still got it.
in I think it's just not. I think it's not no makes no sense to worry about it anymore. Yeah, it comes, it goes. That's it. Okay, because you have
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
a little protection is there, and the symptoms,
Mm,
should be not that severe. So you
yes.
cannot be living in a fear for long and isolation for
No,
long.
no,
So, yeah,
no. That's not normal. Mm.
yeah. Okay, let's talk about the technology innovations in Innertube. What kind of developments in terms of the manufacturing point of view and also the material point of view or the property from point of view? You have 490, right? 490
Nine,
types.
129. 29, 29.
Okay, 29, 29, 429. Of course, there will be always some changes in the because the applications are different, the use are different. So, what kind of developments in terms of the technology and also the material aspects? So, what materials are now more prevalent? Yeah.
Uh, Basically, I think for this application, I think most of the machinery is basic. They are all basically the same, from previous time. But now is we are trying to make it more digitalized. If we have actually before the pandemic, we have already now when you fix the extruder, the sizes has to be manually adjusted because we don't
Mm,
have we don't use fixed die or mold.
mm,
So we are trying to use digital and computer and automation to use computer to fix the setting of the tubes dimension and everything.
mm,
So that was in the pipeline until pandemic hit us. So now we need to look into it again. But because of the backlog of orders that we don't have time to do it now. So we are having engineers doing things that looking at our machinery now to upgrade it and to use more digitalization.
mm, mm.
Um, yeah, that's what we are doing. And I want to add that a lot of our machineries here. Uh, my dad is a very good engineer actually. He uh, he was supposed to go to study in Australia for engineering. But at that time, I think my grandfather, I think he was having some financial difficulties at that time, so he didn't manage to go. So he went to join a bank, and he became a bank officer, and he was working part time, with Sun Yuen and working in the bank as well. So a lot of the machineries here, they're all designed by him.
Wow.
Design. So when he designed it, he collaborated with the engineering factory, and they built it for him.
Mm,
So the extruder, the vulcanizers, all I mean designed by him.
wow. Wow.
Say for few that the smaller ones that we buy from overseas.
Mm.
So at the moment now, what we have now is still his brain. I mean his baby. So
So this has been
what
used for
we what
many
we
60 years, huh? 60 for 50 plus years been using those machines or some of
no, we did a lot of this machinery were new when we moved in to 1994.
yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
1994. Yeah.
Mm,
So my dad is very good with the technical stuff.
mm.
So if you have a chance to come to my factory, I'll show you things that he has
So you,
done.
wow. So some still working, I guess. Are they? Yeah.
Oh, it is very sturdy, and as long as we continue to make sure that the hydraulic oil is there, the
Uh-huh.
washers are all being changed when necessary. I think it will last another generation. No, no, no worries.
Oh,
But
wow, wow.
we need to look at the system and see whether we can upgrade the system. Like digitalization.
Mm.
It's my wish to have a thing that to monitor which machine you know that runs if it's having problem or whatever. So that is what we have planned before the pandemic. um,
So yes, so you have put some budget for automation, so to
yeah,
improve the yeah.
we have the last quotation we had before the pandemic was about, if I'm not mistaken, it's about 1.8 million ringgit
Mm.
for the first stage
Okay.
that we are doing. Yeah.
I think yeah, step
So
by
a
step.
lot,
Yeah.
but now NG is doing a lot of because of the pandemic. We also took the opportunity to do restructuring.
Mm,
you know Restructuring, retraining our workers,
mm.
retraining the mindset. Because coming back from pandemic, a lot of my workers they prefer not to work anymore because they were being paid during the lockdown. and we are doing restructuring, and we are going into a transformation state soon.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So how about the materials? In raw materials wise, in rubbers, what kind of materials you use in your tubes, or any changes here?
We have been using a lot of I mean, as usual, we are because you know that we are mainly on natural rubber tubes,
Right.
because natural rubber tube is we can easily get in Malaysia. Yeah.
Hmm.
So we can also make butyl, but we prefer to make natural rubber tubes. Yep. So for natural rubber, we get it from local source, local source. But sometimes if there's any shortage, my agent will get it from me from Thailand as well. Thailand. Because sometimes when the big rubber uh, factory here, those who supply the raw material, they
Hmm.
have a lot of contracts from overseas tire factory. Sometimes there are shortage of rubber that we encounter.
Hmm.
But thankfully, I have a very good agent who has been with us for 3 generations.
Hmm.
So they always take care of us to make sure that our rubber won't run short.
Hmm.
Mm.
And how about at your compound? You make your own compounds, right? Right. So for the
Yes, we do. Yeah, from raw material to master batch and then to compound.
hmm. and
And chemicals, we use a lot of chemicals
hmm.
from uh, from a local chemical company, which
Hmm.
which they which it's actually uh, imported materials, but we buy it through agent here.
Hmm.
Mm.
Are there any recyclable materials you use in your products? Not, no, like
We started we have started, I think 2 years back. We are using, for flaps, yeah, for
hmm.
flaps. For tubes, we are still trying to work out if it's feasible. But for flaps, because flaps, there's no pressure involved, so we have
Hmm.
started to incorporate some reclaim tire rubber into the flaps, which
Hmm.
actually makes it more durable.
Hmm.
Yeah. Before we used to Our flaps is very high quality because we sell at a higher price as well.
Right.
So, and a lot of customer complain why you're selling. So I have to show them why. And then once they use it, they know why. But
Yeah.
because we don't use any other thing, we use the bits and pieces that are from our tubes. When you
Hmm.
extrude the tubes, then you cut the bits and pieces from the splicer. We use
Hmm.
solely that to make the flaps. That's
Hmm.
why the tensile strength is very good.
I see. I
Mm.
see.
But now we experimented with and we incorporate a little bit of around 10 or to 15, 10 or 20% of reclaimed rubber, and we found
Hmm.
that it's even much better, easier to process.
Hmm. And which countries you are supplying to, other than, of course, locally you are actually involved with OEMs, right? For the inner tubes. Okay. And
Yeah.
outside country export, how is your export business for you? Where is you're doing well?
Uh, Export, the same thing again. Before pandemic, it was very good. We are consistently having about 30 to 40% each month, every month,
Mm,
and the
mm,
rest are all local demands. Yeah. So we were exporting to South Africa. We were exporting to Serbia, USA, Indonesia. Our main market is Indonesia now. So
mm.
and then we were also before the war, yeah, we were supplying to Russia.
Oh,
Yeah, very good customer from Russia. So we still keep in touch, but I think it's difficult to supply them now, because of the sanction and all.
right,
So
right.
we still keep in good contact.
Mm,
Besides that, we also supply OEM in Malaysia.
mm,
Yeah, and we are trying to build, because at the moment I think we are trying to maintain the existing export customers. Yeah, while we need to take care of the local as well.
mm,
So uh, once we have our new workers in, I think then we will be able to accommodate for new customers.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
And are there
But
any
one
changes? Yeah, go on. Yeah.
but if they we have a lot of inquiries coming in, but I normally ask them if you can wait, if you can wait, then we around 60 days, if you can wait, then we can do. But if you can't, then I think it's better for you to source from somewhere. Yeah. But we still keep in touch, lah, I say.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think the once you have complete automized and you get new people, you'll reach the 100% capacity, in no time. Yeah. So
Yeah. That's why now I'm always chasing for my new workers to come in, If not, I had
uh,
to go down and do packing as well.
well, if you have to do, you have to do, right? So that situation. Yeah.
Oh, Param,
Yes.
I sent Ivan down to do packing,
Uh,
My son Ivan.
I see. I see. And also you will also learn what is going on, on the floor. So
Yeah, yeah.
so let's talk a little bit about regulations and standards in terms of the product quality. Are there any requirements, standards changed over the years for the inner tubes?
At the moment, I think Malaysia, we are doing the changes in the standardization of inner tubes in Malaysia,
Mhm.
and I am part of the working group as well to do it. So we have to present the data and everything to the government, to the Malaysian Rubber Board and all those standards Malaysia. So maybe they will be able to what is the word for it? I mean to put it into their system so that just like DOT, like American TOT and all those things. So to get the standard that we have all imported tubes must follow the certain our standard. At the moment, it's free flow, in Malaysia.
But
There's no.
what kind of properties that you making a standards for? What kind of suggestions you are guys giving into where to improve?
uh, I think we are now working on the gauges, the
Okay.
minimum gauge, yeah, for certain sizes. I think the critical one are the truck and buses because those are the one that carry people,
Right.
passengers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So besides that, the tensile, the tear strength, and elongation and break, those are very important
Mm,
because now we are getting a lot of substandard tubes from overseas,
mm,
and a lot of those that I'm not sure whether the MPA is actually lower than 10, and it's substandard. But the trader doesn't care, the importers, they just want to make money, you know.
mm.
But for us, we don't do it this way. We every now and then I always tell my supervisor we need to work with our heart, we need to make sure the tubes that goes out is
Quality.
100% okay.
Yeah.
We don't
Yeah.
we don't make substandard.
Yeah.
And because I say, like if it is our fault that we didn't take initiative to make sure that the tube is good and it slips out, and if it's on a bus and there's a 40 over person in the bus, you know and because of our tube, you know then you have to answer to God next time.
Well, indirectly, you will be responsible, So,
Yeah, technically, yeah, that's right. Mm.
so what are the import duties for the inner tubes in Malaysia?
Um, at the moment, import duty is, I think, is 5% if we are on the free trade,
Mm,
the free trade agreement.
mm,
Or I think it's 5%, yeah. But
mm.
as with many other countries, there are now people that they don't even pay the 5% import duty and 10% sales tax.
Oh,
So which means that when you buy a tube from overseas, you have to pay 5%, and then you have to have the certificate, the free trade agreement certificate, the
right.
preferential tariff.
Yeah.
Then you get 5%, and then after you get the 5%, there's another internal tax of 10% still tax.
Right. Mm,
Yeah, but we have a lot of people exploiting this. That's why a lot of my colleague, yeah, in the inner tube industry, they're facing a lot of smuggling.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I think
that's
that
why now
I,
with the standards Malaysia and the Malaysia Rubber Board implementing these standards that only quality tubes that come in, so it will help industry as well
I think the
instead of us being a
involvement.
dumping.
I also think as because you are an active member of MRPMA also, I think because an association also get
Mm.
involved and to develop proper
Yeah,
handling of
yeah,
this issue.
we need those professional body. I mean the trade associations as well.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So because as you go together, everybody as a group, more strength, right? The voice is louder. So yeah.
Yep.
Okay, let's talk about the curing types. You are also manufacturing. How many years been you doing the curing type tubes for the retreading or
Curing
for
tube
beginners?
since
Yeah.
I think 1956.
So
Yeah.
is it so if you look at your product line, of course the inner tube is the main thing, right? Okay, main line of business. Okay, tire
Mm.
flaps, and then in curing tube, and also some other products like industrial rubber products and the safety shoes. That's what I understand here, Sun Yuen, yeah.
Mm.
So curing tube, how much market for you among the whole business? I mean, the size of the business for you.
Uh, for curing tube, we mostly concentrate on tractors,
Mm,
tractors, and earth movers. So
mm,
it's a very huge, very bulky, very heavy tubes, yeah. Because
right.
it's not a replacement item, it's a factory, it's for factory processing.
Mm,
Um, because curing tube takes a lot of time to produce, and it's actually more like handcrafted. Still we are
mm,
using handcrafted, and we are without the new workers, we are unable to churn out a lot. But because at the moment we are concentrating more on inner tubes order and the flaps
mm,
order. So
yeah.
for curing tube, maybe now it's about 10% of our sales only.
Mm,
10%
mm,
of our sales. Yeah. Um, everything has to be done by hand manually.
yeah.
Even the valves, all those we have to make on our own. So it
Mm,
takes a very long time. Mm.
mm, mm. And the market is a local market
But
mainly, or
it's one of the no. We used to we export a lot to South Africa. South Africa retrading business is, I mean, the retrading industry is very big. So we
mm,
used to sell a lot to, yeah. I think probably mostly all those big sizes a lot.
mm, mm.
And my dad actually loves, like, would wish to sell more curing tube because the margin is much better.
I see.
He always when he passed away in 2019. So when he was alive, so he always said, I mean, increase the production of the curing tube, right? Because he can
Margins are
see the
more.
margin there.
Right, right, right.
Yes. Yeah, being the chairman, he's the margin.
And
But
so how? Yeah.
we're trying to I mean, of course, this is a thing that we have been chasing. We have been chased by people, by those retrader in Malaysia every day, for their curing tubes. So
Mm,
we this is one of the things that we want to increase, because curing tube, I think the potential is there, because retrading, I think it will still
mm,
grow.
mm.
Yeah,
But in
retrading.
Malaysia retailing industry is also very strong, right? I think there is an association for
It is very
Malaysia.
strong, yes.
Yeah. So,
Mm.
but your market is mainly local market. You're supporting the local industry only, or also you're exporting the curing tubes.
At the moment, we don't have capacity for export market. The curing tube only for the local market and Singapore as well.
Okay, so the
Singapore.
next door. Yeah. So, yeah.
But the curing tube that we wish to do, we more is on the agricultural and the earth mover sizes.
Mm. So,
Yeah,
what is the largest size
those
you make curing tube?
the larger size is the 38-inch.
Okay, so that's also one record, or maybe book of record, Malaysian book
Uh,
of records. Everything is the largest, yeah. The Sun Yuen rubber,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Okay. Yeah, probably you heard about this. Okay, in terms of the tubeless tires. Okay, and
Yes.
some new development, airless tires. A lot of things coming up.
Mm.
So, do you see any impact in the long run? Okay, at least certain
This,
markets.
this, this question I asked my dad when I started work here.
Mm,
I see that a lot of the tires are becoming tubeless,
yeah.
but and you know what? But until today, my passenger car inner tubes, yeah, whatever we produce, we don't have any stock. We just totally
Oh,
sell everything.
yeah.
Yeah, and the demand is great. So probably even in America, America, a lot of passenger car uses tube. Yeah, and my customer used to buy a lot from me.
Mm,
So at one point, I cannot help it, but I asked him, he's from New York. I say, you buy so many containers of inner tubes from me. Are you selling my tubes to South Africa? No, South America, to Latin America. I
ah,
say, no, brother, it's for America. Then he told me what, he said, do you know your 1200 R20? Do you know where it is used? I say, no. Is it for the military? He said, no, it's for the New York Fire Department,
ah,
the 1200 R20, yeah, at that
yeah.
time. So for 2 years, I haven't sold to him any because of the pandemic, and he says that the demand is not there anymore. So
Mm,
once he says that once he get up to speed, then he will continue to buy from us because I
mm,
told him that we have manpower shortage as well. So
mm,
imagine that in America the tube market is very big.
yeah.
It's very big. So yeah, even now, even passenger car tubes, I don't have any stock in my store. I just checked this
Ah,
morning because one of my customers just called me and then he says he one package, one bag
yeah.
for local,
Ah,
one bag. Then I went to the store and asked the storekeeper, said, no stock. I said,
oh.
when need to produce maybe 3 to 4 weeks. Yeah.
So,
So
y-
I don't know, that's what happening. Is my personal opinion. It may be other people's perception may be different. Yeah. Mm.
I think it's always nice to know about what is going on in others in the tire segment. I think that it looks like a market is strong for you in the tubes. Yeah. So, yeah.
So in Sabah Sarawak, East
Ah,
Malaysia,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
eastern part. Yeah. The demand for passenger car tubes is quite big.
Mm,
Still big. Still big. Yeah. Um. Yeah. So I wish I can produce more because a lot of demand for it now.
mm,
There are a lot of tubes now in great demand.
mm. Okay, let's look into the flaps. I think your secondary, first is the inner tubes, second is tire flaps in terms of the business volumes, right?
Mm,
This size.
yeah.
How is the market for you now, tire flaps?
The flaps. Actually, the flat market in Malaysia is also quite big, and the overseas market is big. Uh, the reason that I told you early on, we do not want to cheapen the quality to lower the quality, so we are selling it, selling a good quality at a premium price.
Mm,
That sounds a bit pompous saying that. No, I mean that's the way it is. Like uh,
mm,
people will complain. They say, "Hey, why your flat is so?" So I say it's okay. I can your container. I put 10 pieces for you. You just have a look at it. If you're if you're good with it, then you can buy. But I need to sell at that price. And then it's very usual for customer to ask, do you have 3 grades? Do you have how many grades you have? I say, we only produce one grade.
mm,
One grade.
mm.
Yeah. And our dimension, our weight, and all, we are heavier because we used to do it for one of the big old tire factory here.
Mm.
Yeah. And the dimension cannot be for flaps. It cannot be. any other to follow. It has to follow the OEM size.
Mm. And your tire flap outside the Malaysia, which market is strong for you?
South Africa,
Okay.
Indonesia,
Mm.
and even in America as well. In Russia, Russia. Yeah.
Mm. And did you see any challenges in terms of the markets, the tire flap market? All good, all well.
You know, the challenges are is always there. You know, like from China, from but as I say, I have to let the customer. I have to educate the customer that my flaps are different. So if you want, you know, it's business. You know, if you want a very cheap one, I think you have to go other places. You know, to find a cheaper one. You know? I don't mean to sound arrogant, but it's just that the flaps that we make is more heavier spec,
Yeah.
heavier spec.
So there is no compromise in the quality. You're
No,
not going to play the game on the price, issues, but it's more on the if your emphasis is always on the quality.
no. Even if we give a discount, we don't discount the quality.
Right.
No, yeah, we don't
So
discount the
no
quality. That's why
compromise.
we always say that we even if I discount for you, it will be the same quality, same
Mm.
thing that I'm giving you.
So no
Mm,
compromise on that. Yeah.
yeah, no.
And which country you guys usually have foreign workers?
At the moment in my factory, we have workers from Bangladesh, and also
Mm.
from Nepal. Nepal.
Okay. Mm.
So I think the next batch that we are getting will be from Bangladesh.
I see. I see.
Yeah.
And how is the efficiency, and how do you need to train them, right? So how do you do that in terms of when you get totally new people? Okay, if they're using a
Yeah,
very
definitely from the
non-technical thing, okay, moving one place to other points is okay, but in terms of the products are, so you do have a proper training program when the new worker come into the factory.
yeah, they need to be trained, and they need to be trained for at least see where you are, you know. But the most with the machine one, people need to train them for at least 2 to 3 months
Yeah.
before they can handle machineries and all those things.
Mm.
Need to be supervised very carefully.
Mm.
But we always when once they come in, we always have a like a pep talk and tell them what you should do, what you should not do, you know.
Mm.
And most of them that we have are okay. They are,
Mm.
they listen because they want to make money.
Yeah.
And also we do have some who are not here to make money. So those are the naughty ones that we have longer time to train them. But we are okay, because I have people who are really know how to handle them.
Okay. And how about the
Yeah,
language
we
barrier?
surprisingly they pick up on Malay very fast, very
Wow.
fast.
Okay.
Yeah, surprisingly. But the universal hand language they will understand.
Okay. Okay.
But
So
I think Nepalese and Bangladesh culture. When you ask them whether you understand, if they don't understand, they always like that. They won't do that.
uh,
So we have to
and
very make sure that they understand.
so it never been a big issue. It can be manageable, right? So when you hire the foreign
It is
workers,
manageable. It is manageable.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
And did you
Because
have like a
as long as they come to this country, they are looking for like for money and for money to go back to their own country, then we are okay. As I say, there are some who comes here who are not for money.
mm,
Mm. Yep.
what is the minimum wage you had to pay for the foreign workers in Malaysia?
It was 1,200 ringgit before May, I think. But from May onwards, the government increased it by 300 ringgit to 1,500 ringgit.
And you also responsible for any health related policies or insurance and stuff like that, personal.
Yes. Yes, everything included, even though even the levy imposed on the foreign worker, we are paying for it as well.
Mm. Oh, okay. So that's a significant cost then. Yeah. So
Yeah, it's very costly now to do business. That's why
you're into the
every month
automation.
end I have to no every month end I need to call my customer. I say next month I need to adjust my prices. So I there's no ending story for this, because now industrial fuel oil everything increasing,
Yeah.
and our interest rate has increased as well. So we need to adjust the prices.
And that is, I think that is when your agenda is automation that also improve the productivity of the operations, right? So
Mm.
once you everything
Yes.
materialize, yeah, or installed,
Mm.
okay. Let's look at you are into the okay. We're talking about Sun rubber, inner tubes,
Mm.
tire flaps. You have industrial rubber products, right? Industrial rubber products,
Mm.
and also safety shoes. Okay, how those markets going for
Yes.
you in industrial rubber products and safety shoes?
Industrial products, we make when you're drawing a pipe, there's a washer,
Yeah,
two steel pipes together, those big
yeah,
pipes
yeah.
for. So we make those washer
Mm,
for an engineering firm. When they have orders, we'll make for them.
mm,
So and then I think those are seasonal because they don't buy it every now and then, but only when they require any big projects they will buy from us. So
mm.
those are also good profit, uh, compared to tubes, very good profit.
Margins are good.
Yeah, because less competitor, no competitor. And the other one, what was the other one? We also
Safety
make
shoes.
the vibration pad,
Okay.
vibration pad. Uh, we don't export directly to Japan. There's a agent here that they'll come every now and then to order the vibration pad.
Mhm.
So they put it when they construct any buildings in Japan. They put this vibration pad in the foundation. So
Mhm.
when there's an earthquake, I mean the building will follow it won't collapse so easily.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So
So you're kind of
those are the
subcontract.
products that we.
It,
Yeah.
it's get subcontracted products. I mean, you subcontract. You are subcontracted, right? So for the
Yeah.
vibration
Yeah,
pad,
because
yeah.
the Japanese found one company, the company gave us the order, then we supply to the company. Yeah, subcontract.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Mm. So how is the safety issues?
We used to make safety shoe, but now because of the manpower shortage, we source the material. We do the pressing of the sole.
Yeah,
Then we have to subcontract it to someone to sew. I mean,
stitching.
yeah,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
do the.
Mhm.
But the person work for us as well.
Mhm. Okay,
They work for us.
I see.
Mm.
Because I think that you have issues about because of the labor shortage. Also, many things are in the slow motion, little bit. Yeah. So,
Yeah, Param, imagine that, not only industry, even restaurants now, restaurants in Ipoh, yeah, in my city, everyone singing the same song. Some of my favorite restaurants that I go to, they work only four days a week because they say no shortage of worker,
uh,
shortage of worker. Yeah.
to provide accommodation for them too when they come to your factory.
Yes, according to government, we have to provide 3-star hotel for the workers.
Uh, okay, no, that's also an
It's
additional
no joke,
cost. Yeah.
they specify the bed, the bed, the bed has to be more than 4 inches wide. I mean, yeah.
Oh,
Then they come to
oh,
check, and then they only issue you a certificate.
wow. Okay, so that's interesting requirements.
Mm.
So, okay, I think this will go, hopefully this go away, this problem soon once you get your workforce, within a week or 2 weeks, which, so can you talk
Yes.
about, the graduates in Malaysia? There are many universities offering the rubber technology programs or polymer technology programs. How do you see the skill levels are, of course, your workers are, talking about floor level, maybe, of course, you also need, technical people, mid-level management people. So now, how are the fresh graduates in polymer technology? What kind of requirements, what kind of skills you are expecting from them?
Now in Malaysia, um, I think a lot of the graduate, I don't. I mean, honestly speaking, I don't see a lot of. I don't come across a lot of graduates from rubber technology
Mm,
discipline, but I do meet a lot of people who has undergone courses at Malaysian Rubber Board. That, but I find that these people are more knowledgeable because they have practical, mostly practical. And when if I want to find a rubber technologist, I need to find people who are actually uh, more experienced. There's more experience that have worked years in the rubber industry. But
mm,
I found that I did come across two, I think, from one of the local U, and it's very basic that what they have studied, but it doesn't it doesn't touch much on tire or tire related
mm,
products. They are more on the higher end rubber products.
mm,
Yeah. So I think even if they come out from university, they need to if they want to go into tire industry or tube industry, they need to go to courses offered by Malaysian Rubber Board.
mm,
Yeah. I come across one who's a pharmaceutical rubber farmer. He studied rubber specifically for pharmaceutical usage, which is
mm.
very high end. Not
Yeah,
glove, for a lot of like,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And one is a lady. Lady is she's a rubber chemical graduate,
Mm,
but I think it's experience, but I still need people to, if I want to employ, I need them, like if they have graduate, it's fine. If they have diploma, it's fine. But the
yeah.
experience, I think, is much more relevant.
The Tyre,
A lot
that
of
Tyre.
our, yeah, I think a lot of our those experts in our in Malaysia, those are people who have a lot of experience. You know, that the people I spoke to in iRise, all those seniors, I call them sifu, uncles. Yeah. You tell them
Yeah,
anything, they can tell you on the spot what is wrong with your product.
yeah, yeah. That's why you need to,
But I suppose I'm not talking down on graduates, but I think that they need. But I find that not a lot of people they study tire technology or whatever lah. It's very general based. Then the guy that I come across, I said, why what pharmaceutical? He said he pharmaceutical polymer rubber. Oh, okay, very new. So I
there
think
are
it's not suitable because
specific
now we are doing.
applications. Many specific applications. They're
Yeah,
high end, and they're high end product, premium
very
products.
high end, very high end.
Yeah,
Yeah, they all use those
yeah,
hello butyl, the home
yeah. And
butyl.
niche markets. They're niche markets, and yeah.
Hmm, each market.
And so you do provide a, kind of. I think you bring the trainees from the local universities. Any collaboration for you with the local universities
Yeah,
to?
we have uh Angie, my wife, she's the supervisor. She's having I think maybe 13 or 14 interns under her. She
Okay.
trains them, give them practical experience, and
Mm,
help them with their reports and all. So
Yeah.
we are having a lot of megatronics. You having a megatronics
Yeah.
now? Megatronics, and actually megatronics help us a lot because they know they can look at it. They can just tell us, what they can do with it. So we
Mm.
actually let them do it. What are the things that you need? I'll buy for you,
Yeah.
so they
Yeah.
can do it actually.
So particularly in the
So
machinery side, they can help a lot. Machineries,
yeah,
operations.
in
Yeah.
a way, it's always a win-win situation, because your input you give us, sometimes we don't see it because you are fresh, you see it, and
Right.
then the experience that we can teach you, so it's a win-win.
Mm.
Yeah.
Are you planning for any, okay, once workforce is back in place properly, and are you planning any diversification of the rubber products other than the tire and industrial rubber, or do you
Yeah,
do you have some
certainly
plans
I
about it?
would I would like to do more on those industrial rubber products,
Mm,
those high end, and
mm,
also to expand on my curing tube, uh,
mm,
my range of curing tube,
mm,
because that is what we started with. So
mm.
over the years, because of manpower shortage, we have not been able to expand on it. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's just want to like my dad always say, want to expand this. I say okay. So he's not here now, so I think I still need to fulfill the promise in a way.
yeah, but I was still watching you from the over there, so
Oh, I'm sure he's always watching me.
right. Yeah. So what is your, I think
And
you have a, like a,
yeah,
yeah,
we are open to any
your vision for the Sanyun rubber in the next 10 years. How do you want to look like Sanyun rubber?
uh I think if we want to grow bigger, yeah, to diversify.
Yeah.
So uh we would welcome any people who are interested, to work together to expand on this. And also if they have any new technology or any products that anyone want, like rubber products they want to us to develop, we are more than open to do it. You know,
Mm,
so it's always because I think there's always opportunity besides inner tubes and flaps, because of course these are our main product. So we have rooms. Sooner we have rooms for other products as well. But we need to get the automation done, and we also need workers the workers to come in. So not besides the I'm not sure that just I mentioned besides the foreign worker, we are also trying to rope in local workers,
mm,
more local workers. We are offering them much better pay, and then hopefully it will work because we already advertise in a lot of those employment you know employment boards and agencies. Yeah. So we don't mind because for the foreigners that comes in to work in our country, we provide everything. So for the locals, they are also enjoying 1,500 if it's a minimum wage, but they don't get
mm,
anything else.
mm,
So we have to pay them more. We pay them more. So
mm,
yeah. Yeah, there's always an opportunity if we can find a suitable partner with a new product or with a new sense of investment. Yeah.
So you are open for the investors also to be part of the Sanyun rubber
Yeah, if there's
in terms
always
of
room, as I
financially,
say, if they,
for financial aspects also. Yeah.
yeah, of course, if you are to expand, yes. If investor comes in, of course, they need to, we need to expand. We just can't stay like this.
Mm,
Mm.
mm, mm, mm,
Yep.
mm. So
There's always,
okay, that's good.
we are open.
Yeah. Any advice that you can give it to the people who want to become an entrepreneur in the rubber industry or tire industry now? What you suggest them? What they had to be ready? how do they have to prepare themselves?
Uh,
You have
yes.
66 years of
If those entrepreneur, yeah. Entrepreneur, yeah. Okay. So very simple. Find a good piece of land, yeah. Invest in high tech machinery that uses less workforce. Very high tech. Yeah. That's what we are doing with our machinery. Yeah. But we are not buying new machinery. We are trying to upgrade our machinery, using digitalization. But if anyone wants to start now from scratch, no need lah. They can just come and buy us lah.
join hands,
No, I mean,
join hands. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
No, I mean seriously, they need to have at this point in time, because of the lockdown and everything that we have seen through. So you
yeah.
really need to cut the reliance on manpower and
Right.
start with very advanced machineries.
Mm.
Yeah.
And do they have a local
But there are a lot
supplier
of
of the
machineries.
automation? For the automation, do you have the local support?
I mean, we have, but now as a lot of these things need to suit your company production flow, right? So
Yeah.
the people need to come in. I mean, for us, they need to come in and see. So we have several consultants that came in to see how we can manage. And I have some friends from friends from tire factories to come in to help us as well.
Mm.
So I mean, not competitor, just friends because he's still
Yeah.
working. So to help us see how, because you need fresh eyes and fresh mind to look at your process. Then they will say,
Yeah.
"Hey, why you do this? Why you do that?" And you say, "Oh, yeah, because we are in it for so long. It's immune already. You thought that that's the way to do it." So
Mm.
we are always in a continuous development stage. I mean,
Mm.
continuous development policy.
Mm.
Mm.
And are you preparing, grooming your son to be next in line to take care of the Sanyun rubber? What's like now?
No, I don't force him. I give him just what he needs to do now.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
because it's very pressurizing to put it on him at this age. Yeah,
But I think he's also getting understanding the industry. As I met him in IRIC, so he looks active and found him that um, trying to understand what's going on and supporting you as much as he can, and that's what I observed. So
yeah, yeah. He's because he's now on a sabbatical. He's going back to study in February. So
yeah,
he's passed his first year of engineering course.
yeah.
So
Mm.
he's having a good time now because actually I asked him to come and work for me. So every now and then when we need him, we have to ask him to go and do backing as well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
But he's a good boy,
it's fantastic. Yeah, he's cool guy, cool guy.
So no, I mean let him. I always say let you finish your degree first, see what you want to do. So,
Mm. Yeah, still time is there, but I think it's just putting the seeds slowly. Yeah, this industry is
yeah,
it is always in people need to drive cars. Okay, the transportation is forever. So this industry
mm,
stays as long as it is. Okay, so you need to put in the next generation, to be in place so that it's sustained, right? So
yes.
mm,
Now when I go to mixing my mixing department, when you see something, I don't want to say high, the high looks sounds funny, but when I look at the mixing on the roller, the compound the compound, I find immense satisfaction.
yeah,
The compound, where it's on the roller, it's shiny, it's black,
yeah,
it looks
yeah.
so nice. Yeah, and I'm a bit weird. I like the smell also. I tell this to my I tell this to my friend and say I'm crazy because I bring that in and say, oh my goodness, rubber smell. You know, every
Oh,
time I go, I enjoy looking at the roller mill. Yeah,
that is a beginning step of all the main process, right? Important
yeah.
process.
Mm.
Hey Vincent, it's been a very nice conversation. We have touched a lot of things, okay, issues, challenges, markets, everything about what is Sun-Yun rubber and also about your
Mm.
management style, how you're looking at it. Okay, so let's
Mm.
I can continue the conversation longer. Let's end the session here.
Mm.
Before I end it,
Okay.
I do ask you to give a final message to the audience, please.
Okay. Uh, Thank you, Param, for this opportunity, this interview opportunity. So I hope that we can have more session like this in the future. Maybe we can
Sure.
have new things coming up, you know. Yeah. So I hope that every industry like affected like us for the from the lockdown pandemic that we will be able to get back on the right track. Yeah. And yeah, we are. If there's any inquiry on tubes or flaps or any other industry rubber goods product or safety issues, please give us a call. Yeah, and if we can assist you in whatever way, we'll be happy to. So most of all, I'd like to thank Param, a very nice person that I met in iRise. Yeah, so
Vice
hopefully I
versa.
can see you. I can see Param now in Ipoh. Come over. I can
Well,
show you my factory. Yeah, and
look,
enjoy the food here.
super, super.
Yeah. So I
Vincent,
think that's about it. Yeah.
so I welcome all the audience. You can see the opportunities with Vincent, and you understand his product line and also his vision. And he's also open for the partnerships, technological collaborations, or new product development. And so a lot to do to work together with Vincent Chan, managing director of the Sun-Yun Rubber Manufacturing based in Ipoh, Malaysia. So thank you, Vincent, for being part of this conversation. Yeah, we talk again, and definitely we meet
Thank
soon.
you, Param. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, that's the end of the conversation with Mr. Vincent Chan. So about his business and also interesting issues regarding the tire inner tubes and flaps market trends in Malaysia and beyond. I hope you find this session useful. I see you in the next episode. Thank you all for joining this session today.